And we're back for another episode of If I Could Pay Somebody Else to Do It, Then I Would. But that costs too much. So, we got her back together. Front and back on. So, we are messing with the steering. So, I think I previously put this on here. So, I've got the whole strip bar and stuff pulled out. So you can see right there, if it don't lose focus, right there. The tie rod has been hitting right there. Sway arm link was coming up. And stopping my steering from turning all the way. So that bracket is still in the way. The tie rod still hits it. So got to chop it off. Gonna move it over about 3 inches. And at least chop it off for now and see how much more I gain on the steering. And then I'll probably have to put the strut bar back on just to see if anything else is going to interfere. I'll get this one cut off, check how far it'll turn this direction, and then if I'm okay with it, I'll go ahead and chop the other one off and try to get it relocated. I'm going to try to get a chop off wheel in here, death wheel. I don't know how well that's going to work. I may have to plasma cut it. I'm going to try to reuse this bracket if I can. If not, I'll make another one, but that's the plan for now. So, this is what it looks like if you guys need a mechanics creeper. That there, King Crawler, works pretty good. It's got big wheels on it. That's what it looks like from the side. It's fairly comfortable. It works. So the strut bar and torsion bar all mounted up right here. I did have one bolt break. I went using the impact on it. Probably shouldn't have. Should have continued turning it by hand. But it was in there tight. I was getting kind of wore out. Tired of messing with it. So, other side over here. I've got drain lines coming off the radiator, off the block. Got another one over here. There's the damper. I've got my yellow mark on 0. I should probably put another yellow mark or a different color on my degrees. That way I can see it. I can go putting it in time. SFI stuff there on the damper pulley. That is from Summit. It does fit. It started up, ran it for a minute, couple minutes, and I'm okay with it. So clear my throat out a bit this morning. It is a new day. So I'll show you what I'm working with here. So we've got a piece of plywood underneath here. Got my sway arm laying on a piece of cardboard. I've got it traced out. Got some measurements. I think the plan is to move this eyelet over 2 3/4 of an inch. I already got that marked out. This is where my mount goes. This here goes something like that. No, that doesn't seem right. Anyways, part's not important. The part's important, but this is just for mocking everything up. So I've got my center marked. That way when I do place the bar back in where I've got it traced out, I can measure from here to the inside of each side. That way I know I got this sway arm in the correct place. So, like I said, I'm going to get those little brackets chopped off and pretty much go from there. I've got to cut this bar. So I'm going to cut it around here, and with moving it from here to over here, it is going to be needing to be shortened. So I'll chop off a piece here, try to align the eyelet here, and then see how much of this part I've got to chop off right here to move it over, what angles I may need, stuff like that. Probably going to be 15-20 different times to cut it. It's going to be a long process. And then weld it together. I'm going to get it welded the best I can. Hopefully it holds. Sand it down, make it look nice and pretty. And hopefully you won't be able to tell when I'm done. So, and even more hopefully it holds. It doesn't break, because we don't want it to break. So I'll get the cut-off wheel out. I'm going to get that cut. Not going to video any of that. I may bring you along for the process as I get some of it done and go from there. So I don't have a way to set you up on time lapse. So you'll just have to see what the end result is. I'm not going to bore you with everything. End of progress, day one. I really don't like these lights. Anyways, down here and show you. Oh, that's bright. So, as I showed before, there was a broken bolt. Got it out. Ended up having to put my ground clamp directly on the nut to get a good enough ground to where it would help weld on and stay. I went ahead and clean that up. Looks better than what it did, at the very least. I went ahead and got this bracket. This is all sandblasted. Got it back on. That looks better. Got it painted. Let's see. Feel like an old man sometimes. So when I got here this morning, I turned on the air compressor, and there it is. You may be able to see the name on it. You got the Vivor. So I've got the reset switch housing here taken apart. I've got the pressure switch taken apart. I got it unplugged, so I can touch it. Really great to do that on camera. So reset button I think is bad. Right here. And the motor itself, not me, the motor is bad, I think. It's less than a year old. If it was up to me, I would say do not buy a Vivor. So I didn't get a whole lot of sandblasting done before that took a major crap. So I've got the brackets chopped off. I went ahead and primered the bottom of them and straightened out this round part here on both of them. As you can see, if the camera would focus. You got the other bracket here painted, waiting on it to dry. It has taken all day. Had them in sandblaster, and it's been a pain. So, end of day update. I've got this here all laid out. Where it's zoomed out far enough to see it all. So, this is about where I wanted it. My little dot is in there. You can't see it with this stupid camera. There you go. A little more light over here, I guess. Makes no sense because there is a light directly above me. Anyways, so it looks like I'll need to chop them about here. I did go ahead and take the wire brush to these and clean those up a little bit. So, maybe this thing automatically focused. Yeah. So, put this focus and zoom in on something. Alright, nope. It just did something. Anyways, so I'm going to probably put a line on this and a line on this. That way I got an idea on where these are supposed to be sitting at according to my template. And then I'll put everything on the truck and check where my lines are at again. Just double, triple, quadruple check. I did not get this bar cleaned up. Still don't know if I want to yet or not until I get a weld on it. I don't believe that I'll be putting any kind of sleeve on here because it won't be straight. It's going to be at an angle, so I won't be able to sleeve it, and it won't look as clean if I do put a sleeve on it. So this is evidently hardened spring metal, and you're not supposed to weld it, evidently, unless you know what you're doing and you heat it up slowly as it's cooling down, or keep heat in it, or whatever it might be. I've also been told that I can't weld cast iron, which I have done before. So, don't have any special tools. Got a torch, got a welder. I'll weld it, get it hot, come back to it every so often and throw some heat at it. So, we'll see how long it lasts. If it does, then that's great. If not, then I'll have to look into other options. Maybe buy some type of aftermarket adjustable sway bar. So, like I said, end of the day update. So I'll get back to this tomorrow. Don't know how much time I'll have tomorrow, so it's only going to be a few seconds for you guys. New day, new me. So, spent way too much time thinking about this, pondering my life decisions. I've got the sway arm in. What I have come up with. Stupid camera never wants to stay. Anyways, I cut out a piece of 1/8 inch. Put some relief cuts in it, that way it bends nice and straight. And then I can go through and just weld these closed. Not a big deal, I've done it before. So instead of using the factory ones that I cut off, you may be thinking this little washer ordeal is important because the bushing goes through here for the sway arm link. What you don't think about is what's on the back side. There's not one, so not important on the top side either. But I did straighten this one out, straightened out the other one, so This is just rough estimates. This is too long. Made a line down the side to give an idea on, because I don't like real tight edges, corners. So, show you what I'm working with on the truck here. Oh, I don't know how well this is gonna work. Sticking camera here and my face. In a spot that doesn't have room for anything, or at least not enough room for my head and the camera. So you can see it there. Not great, but you can see I've got a line. You can see the black line on it there. Maybe. Yeah, that's too bright. Okay, you can see the black line. So I've got the magnet there holding it in one place. So that there, and if I zoomed out, I think I can weld that at a little bit of an angle. Daggone camera. There we go, that's better. Less glare. So if, instead of going at the same angle here as the lower control arm, if I take and flatten it out a little bit, instead of this going straight up and down, it'll be at an angle. And I can probably lean it outwards a little bit to help keep from hitting my brake line bracket. So it goes, I'm hitting the strut bar there. So I might end up going out a little bit more, but I want to try to keep it this direction close to the rotor as possible, even though I'm already going inwards about 2.5 to 3 inches. The further you go in, the more you lose on the tension there. So I think if it's right about here, leave just a little bit of room in between the strut bar and the tie rod down there. Kind of hard to point it all out when I'm holding this. So if there's just a little bit of room between this and the strut bar, and then the tie rod right there, and everything falls. Nothing goes as planned. Alright, back in there. Anyways, a little bit of wiggle room there, a little bit of wiggle room there, because I'm not 100% sure what this suspension is going to do as it raises and lowers. Kind of lost my train of thought. But if that's at an angle, it's there. If I take this piece that I chopped off, weld it back on, and I could even take and twist it a little bit. I don't think that's going to matter, because it's still just going straight up and down, or whatever it may need. If I've got to add a little bit of an angle, I think the bushings are just going to take care of all that. So not a big deal. I don't believe. Find out down the road if I'm totally wrong, but even if I put this, weld it at a different angle than what it currently was, I think I should still be fine. Now this is not sitting at ride height because I got a jack stand under here in this area, not clear out here by where the camera's sitting, so this will be compressed a little further at right height. So I don't know if the clone jack stand would fit in between the studs on my caliper or not, to try to get the weight more outwards. But I think this is where I'm at. So I'm gonna take that back off, chop off what I know for sure I don't need, and then maybe I'll probably have to do some more cleaning on the lower control arm, get it down to bare metal, that way I can weld. And I may go ahead and tack weld it in place, that way it will stay, that way I don't have to worry about this magnet holding it. There you can see my rough markings. That way I can have two hands to work with. Made a rough mark out here, possible hole, and then I put these lines here on the side. I have since decided against that because I don't need this amount of it here, that portion. That will just be too much. And then I originally had these ends at a 90-degree, or at least close to it, and decided against that because once I put a bushing in there, then if that was at 90, because I didn't cut this part wide enough, and there goes the camera again. Because I didn't cut this part wide enough, and then it would have made these edges shorter. By the time I put this in there and try to squeeze it down, this washer up here is going to hit these sides. So spread these sides back out a little bit, and as you can see, it gives me plenty of room. So I won't have to sacrifice as much here up and down. And then I can just chop this off a little bit, make it rounded. I'll fix this edge up, straighten it out, which I won't have to straighten out much, it'll just be right there. That side's already pretty good, but I'll get this chopped off. I'm gonna fiddle with this. I don't see a whole point in showing you the whole process. It's gonna be a little lengthy. Might take a day or two because I've already been messing with this way too long. And I'll show you the results when I'm done afterwards though. So, not some high dollar production here. Trying to save a buck when I can save a buck. And this might save me a couple of $100, so, or even more. So, video ran a little longer than what I expected. So if there is a part 2, I'll just show you the progress update as I get to it. Show you finished product. So nothing else much more to see here besides that. So we'll catch you guys later.